Welcome back to the Sound of Revival podcast. It's good to see you all this week. I am hosting this week, and I have Haley, my co-host, with me, and the most beautiful woman in the world. My wife, Greta, is in the house. So it's going to be a really good day. How we doing, babe?
So good. Can't wait to talk.
I just love third wheeling here. It's just so fun.
Yeah, you're such a big talker, right?
I know.
You're just so comfortable with this.
Might have to make it like a part 2 series thing here.
We'll talk for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
Can't get you to shut up.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. People need to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. We're
You're like-
caffeinated and we're excited.
that's
Yeah,
right.
we are sponsored today by
Shout out
Starbucks.
by the red letters.
Yep.
Yep. When the wife's in the house, she brings Starbucks.
Yeah.
Soak it in.
Ah, wonderful. Very good. No, it's good to have you in here.
good to
For
be
those of you that don't know yet, we've been promoting this the last little while, but verticals are coming up. We have Vertical Pennsylvania coming up on the 10th of September, and then we have Vertical North Carolina coming up on the 17th of September. So if you have not gotten your tickets, please be sure to do that. Check it out. It's a riot of a time. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. We really enjoy doing that. And it's always a good time. Lord always does some amazing things. So grab your friends, grab your youth group, grab your youth leaders, pack up onto a bus and come see us. It's going to be a great time.
Yep. Be
Have
there.
a lot of fun. What else is going on in life, guys? Anything worth talking about on August 3rd? Summer's wrapping up.
I'm about to head to Montana for like 3 weeks, so
Ooh.
pretty pumped about
Montana for 3 weeks.
that. Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
man.
kind of like maybe the second or third most beautiful place that there is. It's just stunning out there. Everywhere you go, it's like you just have to look around. You can't be on your phone on a drive. It's too pretty. You're going to miss something. So
Sounds like a great place for like a 15-year anniversary trip maybe or something.
Let me put that down.
what year are you at right now?
What year are we at?
12.
12.
Oh, quick.
Yeah.
Did you not know?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
for sure knew. I was just, making
Just
sure.
double checking. Yeah.
This is a marriage episode today. So first question.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. And then let's see. Ricky and Paige are getting married.
Yeah, in
Couple
a
weeks.
couple, yeah.
Well, you guys will be out there while that's going on, right?
We will. We're not.
Just not
we
in
won't
that
be
same
there,
part.
but
Montana's huge.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
is giant.
It's so big.
And like you think North Carolina is big, but Montana is
No.
just another
Yeah.
beast. It's crazy. Like when we went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming for our honeymoon, and we drove so much in the one day, and we were in Wyoming and Montana a tiny bit, and it's just like there's so much more that we didn't even drive, and we drove
Wow.
for days, So
It's crazy.
beautiful place though.
Wow.
Shout out to Montana if you're listening.
Yeah, all the Montana crew. Rick Page, hope the wedding is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Love you guys. Bless you in that. That's incredible. But yeah, today we are talking about friendships, and who better to talk about friendships than my best friend who's here today. So we are going to dive right in. We'll hop in with our first question. Friendships, community, and finding your people. How do I find my people when I feel lonely or like I do not really belong?
That's a tough question, and I feel like it's a question that I hear a lot of. I think in life, I feel like friendships, it's so easy to look around at relationships that people have, and it's easy to like judge like where you are maybe in certain status or whatever in life of like how many friends you have, or like if you have your group or all of that. And sometimes I think, well, even for myself, like I grew up in a church, very small church, very small youth group. And like most of my like youth, early 20s, like I didn't feel like I had like a group, so to speak. Like I would look around and see everybody else have. And yeah, it was tough, but for myself personally through that time, I felt like the Lord showed me that you don't just have to have people in your life that are your age necessarily or all of that. Like there's great relationships to be found, even from people that you might not think should be your group. Does that, if you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think too, maybe you have a big youth group and you have all the people around you and you still feel lonely. And I think that happens a lot too. I think I was reading the other day, there was a recent survey that said like over 50% of Americans at some point, like in a span of a year, feel that feeling of loneliness. So it's like when you feel alone, you feel like you're the only one that feels alone. But I think most people feel alone at some point.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to look introspectively and be like, what kind of a friend am I? Like, am I being friendly? Am I someone that somebody would want to have a relationship with me? Like, there's Proverbs, I think it's in Proverbs 18 that says, he who shows himself friendly has friends, or maybe it's the other way around. But yeah, it's a biblical principle. If you want to have friends, be friendly, be approachable. But
Yeah, that's good. I definitely find myself sometimes falling short in the like, am I being not even just approachable, but am I just being like someone that people want to come up to and become friends with? Like if I didn't have the people I do in my life, I remember my first vertical, honestly, like I was so scared of people. I was like, I'm actually just going to go and sleep in the sanctuary during free time because it's just like, it's scary. It's really scary to go to a place where you don't have like your person, or even if you do have your person, you have the desire to make new friends and you're just like, I don't know how, or I maybe don't feel confident in myself or something like that. And being on the other side of that now, of knowing a little bit more of how to talk to people or get friends or whatever you want to call it. It's like, go to the places where you feel the most comfortable, where it's like, if you feel so comfortable of just like playing games or reading or playing pickleball or a sport, like go to those places and there will be other people there who have the same interests and things like that. And really push yourself and put yourself out there to just have a conversation, a simple one, and be like, if you're playing a game with someone or you're both reading or something like that, whatever it is, be like, hey, would you want to go get coffee sometime? Like the way to get yourself out of feeling lonely is to surround yourself by obviously good people, but just people in general. And it might take a few times of you go to the place and you don't talk to anyone. And the next time you say hi or smile, like really just give yourself grace to like work up to that, because you're not going to be perfect and like completely jump out of your shell or the bubble that you're in right away. Not everyone's personality is like that. Definitely not mine. So yeah, I gave myself grace to be like, okay, this first day of vertical or going to something, I'm not going to talk to anybody, but I'm going to just like take it all in and give myself some confidence of next time I can do it. And then the next time do it, you know? Yeah.
So in lieu of, or in that vein of finding your people and being someone who shows themselves friendly, how important do you feel Christian community is? Because there are people that maybe struggle to feel like they show themselves friendly, or maybe the tendency, the thing that they have that it's like, oh, do that thing. They find themselves in circles that maybe aren't the most healthy. And so how important is Christian community? How can you intentionally pursue that?
yeah, I mean, I think the first word that comes to my mind is the word of influence. And, you know, if you're finding yourself in a circle that maybe isn't with Christian people or individuals, are they influencing you or are you influencing them? And I think, yeah, if you want to be a wise person, walk with someone that's wise, right? And surround yourself with people that you want to be like.
Yeah.
And I say that also kind of tongue in cheek, because there is also that mandate to reach those that don't know the Lord. And I think the important thing in that is just, like I said, being aware of who's influencing who. And, you know, I know, I think John 17 talks about being in the world, but not of the world. And I think a great, for myself, and trying to like imagine what that looks like, is I think of myself like if I would go to Australia and I would be in the country of Australia, but as soon as I open up my mouth and talk, you know, I'm not of Australia because I sound different, you know?
That's good.
And that's kind of what I believe that picture should look like. You can be in it, but not of it. And just being aware is the conversation that's happening in a circle like that. Is it lifting you up? Are you lifting up those people? Are you drawing them closer to the Lord? Yeah, those would be things that I would be aware of in situations like that.
And I would say if you've had experiences in your life where you can clearly see like there's a version of you that is surrounded by non-believers and people who make poor decisions, and maybe even you make poor decisions in that environment, and then there's a version of you that is surrounded by believers and you are choosing good things and they pour into you, you pour into them. If you have a picture of those two versions of yourself, just see the difference in the two. Like, see how much better your life is, how much more joy you have, how much more purpose you feel. And it's like, that's why it's so important. It's like, and if you don't have that experience, you can probably imagine, because you can see people who really are just in the darkness, who don't follow Christ and have that joy and peace and things like that. And so it's like, it's important to be around Christians, because if you go at it alone, you might fall back because there's no one to pull you out or see your life outside of your own brain or whatever it is. Like, if you're constantly surrounded by people who don't understand the thing you're striving for as in a Christian life, they won't be able to point you the right direction. They won't be able to correct you or anything like that. So it is important to just have people to correct you to where you don't fall back into that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what does that practically look like, Haley? Like, you bring up a great point when you say, you need people in your life that can correct you or can call you higher. What about Christian relationships? How do you develop something that's deeper? It's not within those relationships. How do you go deeper than just having fun, hanging out? What does it look like to go beyond that? And how does that practically look in life?
I think it's nice that when you're friends with Christians, you all have kind of a basis of the things that each other wants. Like, whether it's just biblical things of like growing closer to the Lord and being joyful and whatever, like, you all have that same basis. And so you never have to question of like, which way are we going to go? And so practically, sorry, I kind of forgot what your question was.
No, it's just like, how do you develop a deeper relationship, right?
Okay, yes.
It's more than just surface level,
Yes.
hanging
Yeah.
out and having fun.
Yes. So like my friends, they know, because they have these desires too. They know my desires somewhat. And then the more that you spend time together and process the word together, what God is doing, if you're in youth together, the more that you process these things, that deeper relationship grows. And so it's like that adds on to the basis that you already have of all being believers and stuff. And so, yeah, to me, it's just the more that I'm open with my friends too. Like, if I go to youth or go to church and I don't really talk to anyone about how it's affecting me or what God's doing, I'll probably stay in the same spot. But those deeper relationships come when you open up to one another, you are vulnerable, you process things together, whatever it is, or even like seeking things from them too. Like, there's so much that when you ask someone what God's doing or how they are, how much it affects you in your life and in your walk as well.
Yeah. I think, like you said, you have the base, you all have the same baseline, and that baseline is seeking after the heart of God and growing deeper with the Lord. And so you're all on that journey together. You're running together on that journey. And I think that's what's so beautiful about Christian relationships, is that you're all on the same goal, or you should be. And, when you're running together, it's kind of like knowing that you're maybe facing some of the same struggles and learning from each other. Like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. Have you felt this before? If you have, how did you navigate that? And just having shoulders to lean on with each other, I think is huge. I think just even trust, knowing that, those deep relationships, first of all, you're trusting one another too with those, deep things of the heart that maybe you're sharing. It's a safe place, a safe relationship that you can talk to somebody about things like that. I think, you talk about going deeper in those relationships. The first thing I think of too is just, what's the conversation? Is your conversation about what the Lord is doing in your life or what you're going through, or is it about somebody else? You know,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's one of the fastest indicators of, is this the relationship I want to pursue with someone, or is it not? Because it's so easy to get caught up in the trap of just talking about others and not about yourself. And I think we all want the same thing out of relationships, and that's to feel cared for.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know that and I am being diligent to pursue that in my friendships around me, those friendships will only grow deeper because it goes both ways. I care for you and what's going on in your life and what the Lord is showing you, and then same you do back for me, and that just creates just such a close bond. And serving together. I think there's so many people that we've done, Nelson and I, with the different years of youth ministry and stuff, that we've done things together with our friends, and that just creates a bond. Like, I mean, you can face some pretty terrible situations together, and it's laughable memories and things like that too. And that's, just another special part of those kind of relationships as well.
So talk to me a little bit about, I think both of you have kind of gone through a season where I know for you, you moved into a new community. For you, it was a change of friend group, changing church. Like there was a lot of shift that happened in your life as well. Talk to me about, what do you say to somebody who's in this mindset of like, do I stay in this environment? Do I look for a new environment because of community? Like, at what point do you say, no, stay here, try to build community? And at what point do you say, I think maybe it's time, maybe I need to move and look for community somewhere else? How do you navigate that? Because I feel like we have some listeners that will be at that stage of life where not everybody has that, option. At 14, you don't have that choice, but at 22, you do, maybe.
Yeah.
And so what do you say to people like that are processing that? What are some indicators or ways that help you make that decision?
Go ahead.
I think, like, if you first want to just check your motive of why you feel like you need a new community, like whether it's obviously case to case, it's so different, but maybe if it seems like over here everything is just so much better, like if your motive is, it just seems like it would just be so much better over here, they're more put together or more fun or whatever, it's like searching your motive first of, is it because I feel like I don't have what I need or the people that I need here? Or is it because that one seems more fun or just better in general? And then, I think the Lord will continuously show you things, speak into you, give you opportunities. Or like for me, it's like I joined this community by an opportunity. I have lived here for forever and I didn't make it happen. And so God opened doors. But like I've said before, it took 2 years for that change to actually happen. So the opportunity arose. So I was introduced to something new, but I feel like God just kept opening these doors and like drawing me closer and showing me like, hey, the connections that you feel here, the spirit that you feel here, that is where I'm calling you to. Maybe even though you feel like not a reliance on the past, but like maybe you feel like they rely on you almost. That's kind of what I felt. It's like, man, if I leave this thing, if I leave serving here, people are going to be without, or they're going to hurt, or they're in the struggle, or whatever it is. But it's like the peace that I had over here and the spirit that I just felt so called to here was just it that made the decision for me. I knew for 2 years that I wanted to, but I let the doors close like how God would, rather than slamming it shut and be like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
This is what I want. Because I could have from the first vertical, but I didn't want that. Like I wanted to end these things well and serve well, but then continue to follow after where God was leading me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like you said, motive. I think that's the main thing in my mind is like, what's causing you to feel like you maybe need to move out of that community or whatever culture that is. Like, if you're looking to leave to just escape something and that's the only reason, I would say there's probably something the Lord wants you to learn in that season. And for myself, I moved here when I was 18, 19, and looking back now, that's really young.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, it didn't feel like I was that young because it had felt like I'd been in that, I don't know, kind of a season for several years of just, not really having community like I wanted. But like I said earlier, the Lord really revealed himself to me in those times. And I felt like I really found him in a deep way in those experiences. And for me, again, it was opportunity. I was given an opportunity to come to North Carolina to serve, and I took it. And man, it's that one yes that I felt like the Lord gave me grace to say yes to. I mean, just completely changed my life. I mean, would have never met you, wouldn't have the kids we have, wouldn't be part of what we're doing here. It's just waiting on the Lord's timing, I would just say, is so key to know if something's right or not. Because and the peace that comes with that, like, again, if you're just trying to escape a situation because maybe it's just challenging, well, lean into the challenge and see what the Lord has in it for you. And again, I know I say that and know that there are some very difficult communities and maybe relationships that people are in that might not apply everywhere. But if it's if you're not in a situation where you're being physically harmed, I'll put it that way. Like I think the Lord wants to teach you something.
Good. One more question, and I know we're a little short on time here, so we'll try to get you to give some answers that are maybe a little condensed, but it's a pretty loaded one, okay? All right.
My favorite.
I would be very curious to hear. I know that you, and we've walked through this, but I know that you specifically, in being kind of mother hen of the ministry, and some of the people that we walk alongside and counsel with and mentor, you've faced this. I know that you've faced this, and you're stepping into that calling and that anointing as well in your life. What does it look like, and how do you go about confronting a friend when you see the blind spot and you see the thing that needs to be addressed? How do you go to a friend and lovingly do that in the right way? That it's not tearing them down, it's building them up, it's calling them higher. How do you do that in love? Just in a practical way. What are some of the things that you look for? What are some of the things that you're very careful when you go to have that conversation? You're very careful about. You're guarding, you're protecting. Just in a practical sense, when we have people that may experience that, where they have a friend that it's kind of maybe took a left-hand turn or something, and they feel, man, I really want to have a conversation with them. I want to see that be different, but I just don't even know how to go about that. How do you go about that?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be the first to say I'm not very good at confrontation, but I feel like everybody says that. And it's definitely something to learn and to grow in for each person. And I feel like that's just part of becoming an adult and maturing, is just figuring out how to face problems head on. And a lot of times problems are people. I mean, that's just life. And for myself, I think the important thing to keep in mind is, first of all, don't go into a situation with a friend that maybe you feel like is making wrong choices, for example, and just go in just guns loaded and be like, you've done this and this and this and this and this. Like, don't immediately, if you approach a situation like that, like, guards will go up and defense mode and mechanism will be put in place for that person. I think it's important to go in and have the mindset of, I want to hear this person's heart, and what I'm seeing in their life isn't what I'm used to seeing. So something must be off. And what is off? And let's get to the root of that to figure out what's going on. For me, that's, I think, the thing that I try to keep in mind as much as possible. And just also going in and being willing to give grace. And that might be hard to do if, I don't know, if this friend has hurt you. That's really hard to do. But I just, would just encourage you to remember that, the Lord loves them and he wants the best for them, and you are a vessel, and to allow him to use you in those situations. But
yeah, I think that's good. I think just the starting in a way of, just seeking their heart of like, hey, what's been going on recently? And odds are in that conversation, just the starting, they will just reveal to you what's happening,
right.
or give you that like nugget of like, okay, that's the next thing I'm going to ask about.
Yep.
And so it's like, And I think too, if I wanted to be, if I wanted confrontation in my life and wanted someone to correct me, how would I want them to do it? To see me first, to make me feel loved and known first, and then do the hard stuff. Like, I feel like you can picture it as like just buttering them up a little bit, but not in like a selfish way, but just like hey, I want you to know that this is so safe.
Yeah.
Like, you can trust me. I know you. I don't want to say this just out of left field or anything. Like, I want you to know I care.
Yeah.
And then step into the hard things. But a lot of times the conversation will come naturally, especially if you're
That's
like
good.
in prayer about it and asking God. Every conversation that I've had that is hard has come naturally, almost. Like, whether it's just I've been praying about it and Lord asking for a opportunity, and the opportunity came to me. And it's like crazy when that happens, and it's incredible because a lot of times when we go into it just out of our own will, it's probably for the wrong reasons, and because we're in a state of like annoyance or whatever, and that's never going to turn out well. And so maybe if you do start the conversation even out of annoyance, softening your heart and their heart, like, you will change the way that you do it immediately. Yeah.
That's good. That's real good.
I know too, though, sometimes, like you said, a blind spot, maybe it's not even a situation that somebody is acting wrongly in, but it's just like, I don't know, their character. Like, or maybe, an example, like someone that's just is over talking, like constantly over talking. Like, those to me are the hardest ones to know how to navigate, because it's just like, how do you tell someone what they're doing? Like, everybody else is seeing it except that person. You know? Like, those are the ones that I struggle with.
No,
like,
for sure.
Everyone knows when they're doing something wrong and they need to get back on the right path. That's easy. Easy. But one that like they have no clue about, like, those are the ones that I struggle with. And I guess still it comes back to asking the right question, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I think sometimes too, it's just identifying how the Lord can use that, right? And so it's just like, man, you're an incredible communicator. You know, it's like, I mean, really, that's what we're talking about. If that's something that you do well, it's like you communicate really well, you express yourself well, and I bless that. Something that I would encourage you in is to, be careful that you don't overshare or dominate, because what that communicates is that you don't care what other people feel or how they're doing. And it's not a excuse me, it's not a thing of like, you're wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're bad. It's just more of a thing of, I know that that's not your heart. Your heart is not to make people feel like you don't care about them. Your heart is to have relationship. And so, I just encourage you to do that. And it's just, I think it's that thing of when you do have those confrontational conversations, it's never about calling people out. It's always about calling them up. I want to raise the standard. I want to see them step into another level and not tear them down, but, build them up. But excellent thoughts. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this up? Great conversation.
No, I just think, be a friend. And if you don't, if you feel and struggle to have friends, just pray for friends. Pray for friends. There's been lots of seasons in my life where I've done that, and it's amazing to stand back a year later and literally see the people that God has brought into your life that were not there before.
Right.
Like, it's amazing. The Lord hears and He knows, and He brings just the right person into your life that you need, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and how long those last.
Right.
How long those last, no matter what happens. Ryan, Charla,
That's
love
right.
you. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, good. Well, Haley, would you close in prayer as we kind of wrap this up? That people that are facing difficult conversations, or people that are looking for their community, that God would just kind of reveal that and give them clear direction about how to make friends and how to grow that.
Yeah, for sure. Lord, we thank you for this day. God, we just thank you for this great conversation, Lord, for just the honesty that we can each have with the struggles in our lives, God, with the things that you have walked us through, Lord. I just ask that everyone who's listening, God, could just have that same honesty in their life of what are my motives for desiring new community or new friendships, God. What are my motives for just desiring to be known and seen, God? Is it to be accepted by the world, or is it to truly like desire that community, God, that we all need and want? So Lord, I just ask that you would just reveal those things to people, God, that you would show them that first you are their friend, that you are the only friend that they truly need in their lives, God, but you also want good things for us, and that you want us to have friendships and community, Lord. And when we ask, you can give us those things, or to reframe our minds in the places we already are, Lord, to be just grateful for those things and accepting of where we are right now, God. So yeah, we just thank you, Lord. We love you. We ask that you be with these people listening just the rest of this week, Lord. Just give them fresh revelation and just a fresh perspective on where they are right now. We thank you and we love you. Amen.
Amen. Wonderful women of God. Bless you. Thank you for being on with me. I have enjoyed this. Hope that you have as well. We please sign up for Vertical. North Carolina and Pennsylvania is coming up. So take a look at that, and we look forward to seeing you soon. We love you. We're praying for you, and we can't wait to see you right back here next week on the Sound of Revival podcast.